Okay, let's see what this guy looks like. Oh, comes with tattoo. Neat. Oh, comes with a Brotherhood of Steel tattoo. Interesting. Oh, God! I can see through everything. Oh, good lord, why? Why? Nope, I'm alive.
Did none of those hit?
What? What? What have you done? Where am I?
I suppose the existence of Vex milk does imply the existence of Vex titty.
Oh no.
Cam.
I'm not happy with this thought.
What the fuck? What the? Oh, honey. Oh. 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 Oh, yeah, I broke it. We broke it, everyone. No, it's fine. This is totally fine.
Doesn't sound fun.
I could have. I could have.
You son of a bitch.
It's real close.
Goodbye.
I had an accident, and it's brown.
Oh my god, no! Okay. Oh. No? Hello everyone. How's it going? Welcome to Alone in the Dark. The latest remake to come out in 2024. I think there's been at least 20 remakes of things already this year. Hey Mushby. Hey Rebecca. So, for those who don't know, this is Alone in the Dark. You could consider it the grandfather of all survival horror titles. This came out in... the original game came out in 1992, and this is a remake of it. I have a feeling it's a remake in the same kind of aspect that the Final Fantasy VII Remake series is a remake, in air quotes. So, the first great Alone in the Dark. From what I've heard, this is actually a very good game. The Steam reviews are pretty good for it, too. It said it takes about 17 hours to play, so... And I don't believe the original Alone in the Dark took 17 hours to play. But this is also going to be, like, way shorter than the last game. Like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth took me 100 hours to get through, so... It slaps. Glad to hear it. It's a horror, so I never played. I never played the original either. I didn't have a computer at the time, and I think the original only came out on PC. I have played Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare, which came out on, I want to say, PS1 era. I played that one all the way through. And I tried out the Alone in the Dark reboot that had all the really cool fire effects that fell apart like almost immediately as a game. But after that, that's all the Alone in the Dark I've ever played. So. In 92, would have not been allowed to. In 92, I think I was still mostly playing Genesis and Sonic games. I think that's all I was playing at that age. I've never been a horror person. Like, horror was never my thing. Like, the only horror movie series that I can say that I've seen almost every title on was the Halloween series, and that was it. Like, and as for horror games, Resident Evil, the original Silent Hill, I never finished it, but I played it. Silent Hill 4 I did beat. 3 I got halfway through before my save corrupted. So 92 you were playing Reader Rabbit and maybe speaking at education games. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. A lot of people were at that age. I didn't have a computer until like 96. So I just had game consoles. So. But let's get into this. Yeah, standard. Modern, yeah. I know there's 2 playable characters. I'm going to be picking Edward because, you know, Edward is in every single game. He's the classic for the Alone in the Dark series. So, hello, Froggy. Where's Big the Cat? Had a computer for a long time, no console allowed. Is this in Florida? Only console I ever had was a Game Boy. Oh, I've had almost every classic console, other than like the really specialized ones. You know, if it was a Nintendo, a Sega, or a PlayStation, I've had it.
So, your uncle. What's wrong with him?
He's possessed.
Oh,
As in the devil?
Something like that. He says a dark man is following him, watching him at all times.
What do you make of it?
It's nonsense, of course, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me. You see, it runs in my family.
Possession?
No, detective. Deteriorating melancholy. Practically every member of the Hartwood family is driven mad before they grow old.
that's a concerning thing. This has got to be like Louisiana or something, right?
Is that why he's at your setup?
Despite being convinced that he is truly possessed, he decided to put his last chips on Dr. Gray and his psychoanalysis, figuring he might stumble upon some cure.
You mentioned the letter.
I received a disturbing letter from Jeremy accusing the
New
staff and all the
Orleans,
other
yeah, it's gotta be
patients of being
Louisiana.
involved in some cult, and now they are also out to get him.
Could it be real? Or is it all just in his head?
It's a story he tells himself, Mr. Carnby. Anything to avoid the truth.
Which is?
That we're all terribly insignificant. That people mean so very little to one another. That there is no one out to get Jeremy Hartwood because he isn't worth getting.
Oh, she's cheerful.
My uncle's not well, Mr. Carnby. I want to make sure he's all right.
Then what's my part in this? You couldn't get a cab?
I just wouldn't feel safe going alone. Did you bring a gun?
Yeah. You think it'll actually come to that?
No. But you might need to wave it around depending on how agreeable the staff will be.
Oh, fun.
What exactly are we gonna do when we find Jeremy?
I don't know. Let's just find him first.
Choose your character. Edward Carnby, voiced by David Harbour. Emily Hartwood, Jodie Comer. Well, we're gonna pick Edward because series standard. He's like in every game in the series, so I might as well pick him. Also, I wasn't actually that much of a fan of how Emily's character. She kind of seems like a real downer.
Hello?
I just want to see if Edward does anything
What's the
stupid
plan?
within the first 5
It
minutes.
can't be. There has to be someone around.
I just get the feeling that he's going to be
Wait.
clumsy idiot at some
We'll
point.
go around back.
If your family is possessed, you'd be down or two. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe that's why I'm such a downer. My family's full of idiots. Like, I also appreciate we just showed up. We're already splitting it. Her story is great. Looking forward to seeing his. Ah, okay. So they have separate stories. Alone in the Dark New Nightmare did that, where each character had like a separate story that overlapped. It like they crossed at certain points. Only 6 shots. He didn't come well equipped.
Now what do we got here?
That is an awesome looking flashlight. I'm curious, does she also start by going into the garage? I'm gonna guess no. Oh, she does, okay. Because in New Nightmare, the 2 playable characters actually go completely different directions in the game. Like they do like the Resident Evil 2 style, where one character goes one direction, the other goes the other way. Y'all saw that, right? There were eyes looking at me from the darkness there.
Nah, I'm not getting in there.
I thought this was someone standing there until I got closer. This is like classic like survival horror thing. It's like I'm gonna need like a rope with a hook on it or something. To like grab the bucket. Whoa, that is some frame drops. I must be seeing things.
Whoa. That's one big tree to fit inside a conservatory.
Must have built the conservatory around the tree. I hear whispering. It's like the tree is whispering to me. Weird place for a key to be left. Well, before we go that way, because I'm pretty sure that's where we need to go. No interaction, so we got the real fake doors going on. All right, awesome. I got some drink. What? I can't go up the stairs. Oh, there's a chain. Curses. Defeated again by a chain.
Don't mind if I do.
Got some more drink. Like, he is in no hurry, like, right now. Oh, you got rats. Gross. Oh, I found a Bible. Most of the doors are real.
Your silence weighs a little heavier. It's been a difficult year for everyone, and many have lost all hope. I read in the papers about people suffering. pictures of dust-covered landscapes without a drop of water. I wish I knew if you were still tending the earth or if you had turned your back against us. I have started to look for help elsewhere. I pray you will tell me if I am going down a path that you find disagreeable. With help from Baptiste and Charlotte, I found comfort in the practice of the voodoo. I have long been skeptical
practice
about
of the
Caribbean
voodoo.
cults, but it's been of good use to me. It seems all harmless in my book. I say some words dreamt up by the Creoles, and I carry around a small pocket of gree-gree. Nothing of this is mentioned in the Bible, of course, but the French Quarter priestess tells me it's all connected. She says the Christian God is just one more perspective on the creator of things. That's what I like to think, but the other way around, that the spirits of her faith are just aspects of you, our Heavenly Father. I am so grateful for the words you gave Mr. Hartwood. We will sing your praises at St. John's Eve. The world will be blessed soon again. Only the sacrifices of the Old Testament compare to your demands. Let it be the truth. A mother of earth, wood, and dirt. A mother of 1,000 young.
Sacred sand, $1. Black cat oil, $1.50. Devil shoestrings, $0.25. That makes $2.75, madame.
What was that you were telling the doctor? A goat without horns. What does that mean?
Ah, you must have misheard me, madame. I said no such thing.
Please, I know I don't look like any of you, but I'm devout. I'm ready to do what it takes.
Do not be so eager to sacrifice the few things you have left, madame. Now please, leave my store.
A goat without horns.
It had dialogue that wasn't on the text. That was interesting. Yeah, I do appreciate the all the narration for the book, the stuff. That's great. I love that kind of stuff when it's actually fully voiced. That's one thing I liked from Alan Wake, was that the files that you picked up were actually narrated. That happens a bit where there's dialogue that's not in the text. Okay, so I'll have to make sure I listen to every single file. Man, is there anybody in this house? Oh, it seems so empty. If you want all the flavor. That delicious Creole flavor. Why they keep so many bullets in the kitchen? Oh God! Get a dishwasher. Ooh, that gumbo. The bread looks delicious. Yeah, y'all keep a lot of ammo in your kitchen. Are they hunting regularly in here? Well, they do kind of live out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I think I got like maybe 12 rounds of ammo just in the kitchen. Well, I don't necessarily want to go that way yet.
Please do not touch the boiler. It is working after all. While the sabotage has caused a leak, only the decorative plate has been completely ruined. Let's wait for Mr. Chance to turn up and he can take a look at
Sabotage?
Mr. Waits.
That doesn't look safe.
Yeah, okay, I'm not even going to try. I definitely don't have a key item, so... Let's finish checking the basement. Or ground floor, whatever floor I'm on. Man, y'all got a mouse problem. Y'all need some cats. Like, seriously, get some cats. Take care of that problem. The basement. Streetcar ticket. Okay. So collectibles. Ah, okay, so some of them can only be got by certain characters too. Okay. I'm having some frame drops now and then. It's probably my computer struggling to play the demo and play the game and stream it at the same time. Let me try something. Okay. Maybe that'll help. I closed Chrome. I should have done that anyway, but like, whatever. Oh, we found the bathroom. Nice magazine on the shitter right there. Marvelous Science. Oh, actual real-time reflections. Like, you don't see that in a lot of games. It's not the sharpest quality. Also, I'm facing away from the mirror game. That's how mirrors work, right? That's how mirrors work. Oh my god. I love it. It's so bad. It's so goofy. Yeah, it's the cheap kind of reflection, but it's just like, oh my god, that's great. It's still better than Alan Wake did not have reflections on its windows and mirrors at all, which was actually kind of surprising, and one of the few things I thought was kind of threw me off in that game was that there were no reflections in Alan Wake 2.
I need the key.
Man, who keeps every door in their mansion locked? I mean, unless you're doing something wrong. Oh, I love it when games mark the map like that, so you can see these are the locked doors. We're in the orderly's room. Okay.
Nice.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Sunday, June 22nd. I spent all day looking for Jeremy. I should have cared for the others.
It's a plantation, yeah.
He will do something irreversible. Cassandra is upset that I didn't give her the latest shipment of pain medication that Waits brought from the post office yesterday. I would have given it to her, but the company didn't send a new key this time around, so the box is just sitting there on my desk. They must have figured we had plenty of their gimmicky keys by now. I only remember seeing one lately. Grace was playing with it inside the grand parlor. Unless it turns up by itself, it will have to wait. I have to figure out where Jeremy is. I think Jack knew something. That dog of his found a strange rot permeating the house. She's showing us, he said. Like those blots and streaks of fetid rot was talking to him.
Hey, Flynn. I like how the words are highlighted for the clues. Pain medication inside the grand parlor, strange rot. So that tells me I will be looking for a key item pain medication. It will be inside the grand parlor. Look for some kind of strange rot. That's what I'm getting from this. Resident Evil does a similar thing with its files where it'll highlight keywords, but they'll just be a different color on their files. Okay, literally, I was like, what button is that? Because I'm using an Xbox Elite controller. It's actually very difficult to tell which button is that symbol because it's very faint on the icons. Like, I'm looking at the controller right now. I can't even tell which ones A, B, X, and Y are on the face buttons, other than by memory of where A and B are, just because of how faint the actual wording is on it. Okay, so I have the... Did I guess the right... I just guessed that was the store. Because I didn't remember from the map. I just guessed. Oh, back out there. And oh, that's lovely. Is that blood? That's blood. Oh, the big ass bear. I'm gonna have to fight that later, aren't I?
I need the key.
The Great Depression. President Hoover raises tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods in an act to protect American labor. Following the collapse of the Wall Street stock market on October 24 last year, American industry has suffered greatly. Thousands of companies have gone bankrupt and left a large part of the American workforce unemployed. In an attempt to turn the tide, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act has been signed by President Herbert Hoover. By regulating commerce with foreign countries, the government hopes to encourage the industries of the United States to compete with cheap foreign imports. Superstition on rise. New Orleans voodoo stores and spiritual mediums see increased profit during troubled times. While the market has faced hard times ever since Black Thursday of last year, voodoo doctors and snake charmers see significant rise in number of customers. With the coming Eve of St. John on the 23rd, the police expect increased cult activity around Bayou St. John, the southern shore of Lake Pontchartrain. Voodoo rituals in that area on the Eve of St. John have a long tradition reaching back to the first snake worshippers brought as slaves from West Africa. During the 19th century, its practice was popularized by the legendary Marie Laveau and has since been embraced by many of the Creoles and the surviving aristocracy of the French Quarter. Author seeks asylum. Rumors regarding author Cassandra Beauregard making Derceto her home verified. Derceto Hospital is an old plantation building on the eastern shores of Lake Pontchartrain. While often considered an asylum for the insane, residing Dr. Elmore Lee Gray prefers to think of it as a convalescent home, a place where you can go to rest. The patient list is kept secret, but thought to include many of the black sheep of wealthy families, because at Derceto, treatment does not come for free. Local author Cassandra Beauregard has now been confirmed by her own admission. She's been lauded as a powerful Creole voice and written many successful books. Lately it was reported from Hollywood that she has finished a moving picture manuscript titled Slaughter Gulch. That film is set to hit the theaters next year.
Moving picture manuscript. Love it. Slaughter Gulch. Why does that feel like it's a reference to either the second or third Alone in the Dark game where it's set? It's like it's like a western or something. Y'all got to clean this up. The third game's the western one. Okay. I'm so glad we found so much ammo in the kitchen, because you know it's going to go down at some point. Okay, well. Fancy light switch. And it is called Slaughter Gulch. Oh, that's what I thought. Nailed it. Oh, we found a cutscene.
Thanks.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Where the hell did you come
Pardon
from?
me, excuse me. My name is Edward Carnby, private investigator. I hope you don't mind we let ourselves inside.
I do mind. This is private property. You can't just barge in here.
I'm sorry about all this, but I'm looking for my uncle. It's urgent, and no one was answering the door.
We can't hear you knocking anymore. None of us can.
Who is your uncle, darling?
Jeremy. Am I right? She has that Heartwood glue, doesn't she?
That's right. I'm Emily Hartwood. I just came to make sure my uncle is all right.
Well, he is unavailable right now. You will have to come back another day.
Unavailable how? Is he sleeping? We can wait.
He's lost.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who's your man again, Miss Hartwood?
My name's Edward Carnby, private investigator.
Splendid.
Enough! All of you, get back to your rooms. McCarthy, keep your eyes on the child. And you two, please leave immediately.
Look, we're not here to cause any trouble. Just let us see the old man, satisfy the curiosity of my client here, and we'll be off.
Jeremy has gone missing. There's no need to worry, but it might be some time before he turns up. The whole staff is looking for him.
Well, that explains why the place was empty.
He ran off?
I don't have time for any of this. Please, come back tomorrow.
All right, in that case, we'll just wait in his room. You don't mind, do you? It's upstairs, right?
Wait, you can't.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
In the corridor. It's the first door on your left. I'll tell Dr. Gray you're here.
Excellent. Thank you, madam.
Oh, she cooperated. How nice of her. What a curious... Oh, that's perfect. Carpet. Put the body in there.
All right. Here we are.
Looks like an
Let's
artist's
look
room.
around. See if we can dig up any clues.
I feel like my character just teleported back into the room. Oh, good. I love sliding block puzzles. Okay, so I can't interact with the puzzle until I find, I guess, a piece of it.
Anything important I should look out for? Did he keep a diary?
Not that I know of, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Quite the artist, your uncle. Paintings, sculptures. I don't know much about modern art, but he seems dedicated.
Jeremy is a fairly well-known landscape painter in New Orleans. You've probably seen more of his work than you realize.
Okay. Is there something down there, Emily? Like...
Every night the dark man stands opaque at the threshold of my room, counting the days until my spirit spills out of my tired shape. Only his pallid mask shelters my remaining sanity. Staring directly into the face of that demonic sultan would surely sunder time itself. Would he have looked the same to my father as he struggled for his life? Does his veiled face haunt my niece quite the same way? I wish so that I could rest my soul in that sunburnt convent of Tarawea. Would I find you there, Juan? Or Senora Perosi, back from the beyond? Every night I hide from him, moving from one misshapen memory to another. Scenes conjured out of fantasy and delirium. Faces I struggle to even paint. I wish I understood your death, Senora. Is there anything I can do for you but bury you in that bleak necropolis? That triumphant chapel rising above the ledges and the oven vaults shall be your sepulchre, where you may rest, and I shall weep. How did you first come to understand such things, Senora? How did you know that the battered boil in the basement would lead me to Lafayette Cemetery? Or how the old upstairs clock, with its astronomical motifs, would take me to that hateful mound outside of Claremont Harbor? Those are my memories, my past. Is there perhaps a chance, if ever so small, for me to see Tarawaya? Oh, I want that more than anything. Please, let my talisman take me there. Let me sit with Juan under his Bodhi tree.
I thought he said shit.
Despite having sold me that talisman, Miss Jackson, the voodoo priestess, revealed none of her secrets to me. That's why I had to travel to Tonka. Instead, she cruelly told Baptiste, my caretaker, that he would be betrayed and killed in the most awful way, that the one he loved would pierce his thigh with a sharp spear, and that he would be devoured by his own mother. What a terrible thing to say. The people of Deseto were becoming dangerous. They do not understand what they are doing. I must do something to stop them. I tried talking to Dr. Gray, but he confuses my worries. He's caught up in treating me. How can he expect evil to be cured with medicine and conversation? The orderlies, the housekeeper, and the patients are all deranged. They will call upon evil to enter this world. All will be lost. Everything. Unless I can find the clerk, Mr. Waite. He seems to be a clear-thinking man. Maybe Beauregard. The dark man offered me a prison, and I accepted. I signed that miscarried contract and entered the dark pact. Everyone is safe, except for me.
Ah, good. Part of the Selesnya logo for magic.
I found a book full of peculiar notes. Have you heard of something called Tarawaya?
No. What's that?
I might be reading too much into this, but I think it's the place he wants to go to.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a clue.
Well, let's put the thing in the thing and do the thing. I think I solved it.
Hey, you know anything about this? Looks like some sort of talisman.
No, I don't. Oh, help me out here, will you?
I would kill the guy, throw some of this stuff out. I'd be crazy too if I had this much junk lying around.
She seems happy. What does she find?
Oh, wow. That's striking. I want to save this one.
Why would anyone want to save that? That's the talisman.
All right, come on. I want to go see Dr. Gray. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
a moment. I'm
coming.
about passed out from creepy artwork. It's fine. Perfectly normal thing.
Miss Hartwood.
Whoa, the game is
Emily?
chugging now. The painting frame has gone off the floor.
What the hell is going on? Where am I?
Looks like you're in New Orleans, suddenly. Did this game just do a Silent Hill? What interesting choice of artwork. Still reloading. Oh, the reload on that on the revolver takes a while. Come on. I know there was a second one. Your map is of no use here.
I can't go that way. What the hell is going on? I can't go that way.
I wasn't trying to go that way. I was just walking. Nice. Nice calming bicycle horn.
Don't let them get inside, Compare. They're not the good kind.
Are you... Is this your store?
There are no owners here. We both strangers in Jeremy's story.
Jeremy did this. How?
The pact with the Dark Man. Jeremy warned us, but we didn't think much of it.
I'm Detective Edward Carnby. I was hired by Jeremy's niece to find him.
Oh, yeah? How much she paying you?
$150.
She's sure getting her money's worth tonight. Are you a thinking man, compare?
No, not if I can help it.
You know, I think Jeremy's hiding in a way we can't find him. He has this juju necklace that guides him.
The talisman?
That's right. It's some magic charm he got from Miss Jackson down the street.
The voodoo priestess?
You know surprising things, compare. Yeah, the Mama Loa. Here, take the key. I locked the gate to save her place from all the ghouls and goblins getting inside. Maybe if you go there, you can find some clues to show you the way.
Thanks. I'll have a look.
Well, he was nice. Batista keys. They're fancy, too. Uh-huh. Let's have a look around this store real quick and loot everything that's not nailed down.
You want to come along?
Nah, I'm gonna stay here for a while.
Smart man. I wouldn't want to go out there either. But I don't have a choice. I'm the protagonist. Remember to shut the door, Edward. Or, you know, just let it shut itself. Yeah, that works too.
Nice.
Oh, gross. Cool. Just what I wanted. Tried to throw a distraction thing, it ends up just clipping the side of something. Great, love it. Oh, it's another brick. A lot of bricks laying around.
I can't go that way.
I wasn't trying to. Lock that behind me. Someone's been dropping bricks, yeah.
My weapon broke.
In my defense, I fucked that guy up. In my defense, I'm running the back outside. Oh, come on. Oh, it's quivering. Gross. I'm gonna take this brick with me. It's a good brick.
I recognize this place. It's Miss Jackson's seance parlor. Let's see if she's got any information on Jeremy's talisman.
How do you recognize this place? I'm just curious.
It's the talisman, like the one in the painting.
Well, she had information on Jeremy's talisman because she just straight up has it.
I think it's meant for the talisman.
Oh, hell. A puzzle?
I think it needs numbers, like coordinates. Maybe there's something in Jeremy's notes.
Well, I can't interact with that door at all, even though the button prompt's there. Okay.
He wrecked.
Three, 5, 8.
It's showing something. A place? Where is that?
Huh.
Detective, I was wondering when you were going to show up. Mrs. Thompson told me you were here. I understand you are working for Jeremy Hartwood's niece.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you're not wrong. We came here for her uncle. I just didn't expect... I didn't expect this. You are Dr. Gray, right?
That's right. You don't happen to have some identification, Detective. I'm not keen on having strangers prying into my business. Oh, Detective Edward Carnby, Decatur Street, New Orleans. Enjoying the Vieux Carré, Detective? Those old French quarters, the voodoo people, the gangsters. I'm sure you live an exciting life.
Not really.
Well, it's not quite like the stories, Doc. Just trying to make a living.
Aren't we all making a living? Well, welcome to Dorsetto, Detective. I hope your time here will be useful. Now, what can I do for you?
Why don't you tell me where I can find Jeremy Hartwood?
Why wouldn't that make for a short visit? I wish I could tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know. A drink, Detective?
Anything brandy.
Oh, you do belong in the French quarters, Detective. Armagnac or cognac?
You know, just give me the cheap stuff. I'm not much of a connoisseur.
Having low standards is not a virtue, Detective.
Drinking on the job.
Let me see if I can broaden your
Tisk,
perspective.
tisk, tisk.
What can you tell me about Jeremy?
I wouldn't want to go into details about his condition. Doctor-patient confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Sure, but he is crazy, and he's gone missing. Why?
Here, try this.
Uh-huh. It's poison.
Ooh, it's good. Got a bite?
It's called a sidecar. The trick is not to be afraid of the tartness of the lemon. Then, for goodness sake, don't overdo the triple sec.
Okay, what can you tell me about Jeremy?
Well, let me think. He is an anxious man, constantly worried about events not presenting themselves according to his model of predestination. He complains about things not being carried out in the right order, and that some things simply shouldn't be. Is any of this helpful to you?
Not really. I was hoping for some direction where to look next.
I'm sorry. I have nothing for you then. You should talk to my orderlies. They have been looking for him for a while now. I'm sure they would appreciate your help.
Yeah, I ran into Batiste earlier. Come to think of it, he might have given me a lead.
Oh, excellent. So your investigation is already underway.
I'm gonna go, but I'm sure we'll meet again.
Looking forward to it. Safe returns.
Well, already getting drunk on the job. Good start. Good start.
Detective Carnby, where did you go?
I was just talking to Dr. Gray.
You disappeared.
No, it's not what you think. Have you found anything strange going on here?
Yes. Everyone is being incredibly evasive and I can't figure out why.
No, I mean something you can't explain. Paranormal, even.
Detective, I really need you to get yourself together. I can't do this alone.
Forget it. I'll figure it out.
Do you want to come see Dr. Gray?
No, I want to try something. With this talisman, I think I can follow Jeremy to the place he mentioned in the book. What was the name? Do you remember something Spanish? Tarawea. Yeah, that's where I need to go.
Detective, are you gonna be all right?
No. No, I'm not.
Yeah, of course. Go talk to Dr. Gray. We'll rendezvous later.
That was completely normal conversation to have.
This talisman brought me back from the French Quarter in the blink of an eye. If Jeremy can travel so easily, then he could be hiding anywhere, even Tarawea. If he can do it, so can I.
Why am I stealth
I just need
mode
to
now?
Figure out how the talisman.
Paul, you're right about the plates on the boiler and the clock. They have been sabotaged, and I think I know who did it. They have something to do with Jeremy's episodes and how he seems to disappear at night. Right now, it's important that you keep an eye out for any of the pieces. I want to find out if I can repair the plates. Let me know if you find any of them. Lottie.
Tell Lottie to take a look at the well in the kitchen garden.
Works.
Dr. Elmore Lee Gray is DeSeto's chief doctor. Accounting and all administrative work is handled by me, Paul Waits. Magdalena Thompson, or Mags, is responsible for the household. Jean-Baptiste and Charlotte Tabois are responsible for keeping the guests' medical regimens in check. Finally, Jack Chance is our gardener, who can occasionally be seen in the conservatory, but is for the most part busy outside. There are currently 6 guests at DeSeto. Malcolm McCarthy and Ruth Tallant reside on the first floor. Jeremy Hartwood, Elisabetta Perosi, Grace Saunders, and of course, Cassandra Beauregard live on the second floor.
Okay. and 2 staff live on site.
Saw your notice in the boiler room. You should know Mr. Chance won't be coming back. I got no business being in there myself, but you can take a valve from the wine cellar if you want to try to stop the steam pouring out. Be careful.
Cassandra Beauregard, the beloved author. Very exciting, isn't it? What do you want to put down for reason for admission?
What her agent told us. Cassandra suffers from writer's block and needs to finish her moving picture script before the end of June. Mr. Chardot suggests Cassandra's heavy use of barbiturates is holding her back and risks ruining her career.
And how should we summarize her personal history?
Let's keep it short. Cassandra Beauregard is a beloved crime author who managed to pull herself out of poverty and into stardom. 5 years ago, she tried killing herself by jumping off a balcony. The incident left her a cripple, and now relies heavily on her wheelchair.
And for diagnostic impressions?
Cassandra suffers chronic back pain following her suicide attempt. She self-administers morphine to keep herself ambulant, but has become addicted, and the desired effect is now lost. The drug abuse clouds her mind, and she is unable to focus on real life. To save herself from this insight, she instead makes up stories to fill out the gaps in her own thought process, resembling the Korsakoff syndrome.
Oh, bravo, Doctor. How will you treat her?
First of all, she needs to be weaned from her drug addiction, and hopefully it will resolve her compulsive lying. Then look into permanently numbing her pain in her back through surgery. Finally, deal with her suicidal thoughts.
Fantastic. With such a short time before June, I really hope she gets better soon.
We will do what we can.
Grace Saunders, 11 years old. Reason for admission?
The mother insists on strict supervision by a proper gentleman to avoid further perversion of Grace's adolescence.
That's it?
Personal history?
Grace's family possesses modest wealth and status. Her childhood seems ordinary, spending most of her time with private teachers and family friends. Grace's father recently passed away, leaving her mother the sole caregiver.
And diagnostic impressions?
Grace has trouble dealing with her father's death. She is willingly suppressing her feelings on the matter and isn't properly acknowledging the trauma she suffered.
Any planned treatment?
Grace needs nothing out of the ordinary. She simply needs parental guidance. Eventually, we can work on her feelings toward her father.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll finish the paperwork and get her installed.
She sounds just like a normal little girl who's dealing with, like, her father's death. That's it? Why does she need to be in a mental... Okay.
Malcolm McCarthy, 54 years of age. Reason for admission?
McCarthy admitted himself to Dorsetto, stating simply that he needs some damn rest.
And personal history?
McCarthy claims he used to work as a lawyer in Baton Rouge, but says he can't go into details because of some legal dispute. His background remains largely a mystery, except for the occasional clue that he drops in conversation.
Huh. And diagnostic impressions?
McCarthy is an anxious man and an alcoholic. He often tells half-truths due to some deep-seated inability to trust other people.
And how will you treat that?
McCarthy will take some time to open up. Spending time with Jack's dog or the child should be good for him. Their harmless nature will help build his sense of trust.
Thank you, Doctor.
The child. Okay.
Elisabetta Perosi, 33 years old? What should I put down as reason for admission?
Well, Perosi broke into Dorsetto and was found wandering the grand parlor. She was confused and suffered partial amnesia. She insisted she belonged here and offered to pay for her stay.
Right. What do you make of her story?
Perosi claims to have been a member of the Astarte artist colony some 20 years ago. A claim that seems contrafactual due to her young age. She looks to be and even thinks she is 33 years of age. That would make her a child at the time. It seems fair to say that Perosi's story is untrue, deliberately so or not.
Diagnostic impressions? Do you have anything?
Perosi's story is peculiar because she retracted her story about the artist colony. She no longer claims to be the same person as Elisabetta Perosi. However, my staff's research has confirmed there was a Perosi at that time who was in her early 30s.
I suppose this case will take some time to investigate. How will you go about it?
I wanted to contact the real Perosi, but it seems the whole colony disappeared one night. September 29th, 1915, during a hurricane. I will have to take it slow and figure out what this spell of impersonation could have been.
Oh, I'm sure it will all clear up eventually.
Weird.
Thank you, Doctor. Ruth Talon, 29 years of age. Reason for admission?
Ruth's father wishes that his daughter be removed from New Orleans nightlife for the foreseeable future. He fears that her overly free spirit is tarnishing the family's reputation.
Sounds simple enough. Personal history?
Ruth comes from considerable wealth. Her family owns several hotels and restaurants. Unlike the rest of the family, her sense of adventure has taken her around the world, including France during the Great War as a photojournalist. The last decade, she has provoked many rumors of being a debauched flapper, bordering on nymphomania.
And diagnostic impressions?
Despite her father's frivolous reasons for her to be admitted, Ruth does seem to provide an interesting case. She is refreshingly open and doesn't shy away from talking about her life during the war or her continuous celebration after returning to the States. She is admittedly a sexual deviant and feels no remorse.
And her treatment plan?
Simply staying at Derceto should do wonders for Ruth. If not, at least for her family's reputation. Ruth doesn't need to change, but with therapy I might be able to share with her some sympathy towards her family. I doubt she will settle down and become as dull as the rest of them, but at least she might try to be more discreet in the future.
Huh.
Looks like all the patients are accounted for, except for Jeremy. There's no way I can get into this thing. Better leave it alone. I need the key.
Okay, so... the door to the outside is locked, apparently?
I'm not gonna walk out of this now. I need to help Emily save her uncle.
I need the key.
Well, actually, let's go check the other side, because there was a bunch of doors that were locked, and we now have 2 keys. Batiste's keys and the room 6 key. Don't know what that noise was, but okay.
Lost Plantations of Louisiana, Thierry Briclot, 1917. Derceto was a small plantation on the eastern shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The land was considered difficult for industry and was sold for only $30 to Elijah Pickford in 1818.
$30?
Pickford employed hundreds of workers from nearby New Orleans to clear the woods and build a small plantation mansion facing the lake with a striking Greek Revival temple facade. Derceto kept a modest production of Barrique tobacco and indigo that persisted up till the Civil War. During the antebellum era, Derceto was the source of many rumors concerning voodoo and witchcraft. People who traveled the lake reported seeing people dance at night in front of bonfires, bleating and wailing. On June 17, 1862, Captain J.W. Norton of the Union Army recounts leading a raiding party from ships anchored in Lake Pontchartrain in order to seize control of Derceto and free the slaves working there. The captain was surprised to find the workers fighting back with unprecedented zeal. Norton's account describes these men and women as enraged with fanaticism. Pickford reportedly tried to placate the raiders, but was shot in the confusion. Captain Norton left the mansion burning and retreated to his ships with his men. Derceto was left in ruins for several decades. The ownership of the land was long disputed and returned to the Ledoux family in 1901. Several police reports were filed during the following years as the Ledoux tried to get rid of a camp of squatters on their land. The police made several visits to remove the trespassers, but the people kept returning. On November 1st, 1907, Inspector Legrasse of the police charged a deadly attack in order to save several children kidnapped by the squatters. Many were killed, and even more were jailed. The following year, Ledoux rebuilt Derceto, incorporating the surviving stone foundation and adding a magnificent wrought iron conservatory. The farmland had been reclaimed by the surrounding woods, so it was no longer profitable to use as a plantation. Instead, the house was turned into an artist's colony. The Astarte Artist Colony was a successful group of artists, including figures such as painter Heinrich Cassel and poet Nora Keith. The group was also known for their beloved Mardi Gras crew called the Pirates of Pontchartrain. On September 29, 1915, a tropical hurricane tore through Louisiana, causing Lake Pontchartrain to flood New Orleans. Due to the remote location of Derceto, it took almost 2 weeks for outsiders to learn that the artist's colony was abandoned. The 12 residing artists had all vanished without a trace. The empty mansion of Derceto still stands on the shore of Lake Pontchartrain.
Well, it ain't empty no
much
more.
of its temple facade intact. The Ledoux family currently has no intention of repairing the house.
Huh. What a great place to build a mental, or like, you know, house a mental institution. Some place that has had a lot of death.
Ooh.
That's fancy looking.
It's wedged shut.
Pardon fuck?
What happened? Everything's normal again? Right.
I think we need to go see the doctor and get admitted. They have a free room now.
Got it.
Shortcut. I'm sure it's nothing. I should probably turn that water back off. You know, don't want to make, like, run up the water bill. Map is of no use here. Thank you, game. Walk 2 feet. Map is suddenly good again. Wait, the door I came out to the conservatory no longer works? If I'm reading the map correctly? I don't think I'm reading the map correctly, but... yeah, doesn't work anymore. Okay. I have to go this way to go back inside now. I wonder how I get that. The fuck was that? Just random sound effects going off here. Okay, so I got the...
Looks like some kind of...
You know, Mr. Waits, I saw a piece of the plate that Liza broke. I think she's been hiding them. She's not very good at it. She just chucked it into the little room with all the tools behind the boiler. I left it there. I didn't want to embarrass her by picking it up while she was looking. We went upstairs instead and played backgammon. I let her win, because she's so unhappy. The piece looked like the one on display in Cassandra's room. You know about that one already, right? Or is your eyesight really that fuzzy? I hope you don't feel bad about your glasses. You only look stupid when you squint. Maybe if you had more eyes, you would see these things.
What?
I wish you had all the eyes you needed.
What?
Your best and favorite guest, Grace.
I'm sorry, but...
It's another plate for the talisman. Like the other one, it's broken and missing some pieces.
I'm sorry, what? I wish you had all the eyes you need. forgot what I needed down here. Was it a key or was it lock bolt cutters? It's a key. Okay. Alright, well, we've got the room 6 key. Let's go there. So, back upstairs. Parts of this house remind me of, like, the Resident Evil Spencer Mansion. Just because, like, frickin' basement. Let's go upstairs. We never went upstairs.
It's wedged shut.
Who keeps wedging crap under the doors? Like, for real. Like, stop it. I'm so gonna have to fight this bear at some point. Oh.
I need the key.
This must be the clock that Jeremy wrote about in the Commonplace book. Looks like the plate that held the talisman in the seance room. But it's broken and missing some pieces.
Well, I have one of the pieces, so that's something.
Sorry, Detective. Didn't mean to obstruct justice or anything.
That's fine.
You're obstructing it now.
I'm kind of busy with my own case of a missing person. I was wondering if you've seen Grace, girl about yay high.
Can't say that I have. Why are you asking?
Well, I'm looking for her.
Is she in trouble?
No. She's just hiding somewhere. But we can't have a rascal like that running around unchecked at a time like this, you understand?
Well, I haven't seen her.
Well, let me know if you find her. I'll be around. I'll keep an eye out for your man, Jeremy. You scratch my back, Detective, and I'll scratch yours.
You should stop drinking.
McCarthy reminded Detective Conby of an old barfly he...
Jeremy's room.
Looks like everything's back to normal here.
Emily's here. Emily's here.
The remix. Okay. Grace going around leaving little drawings everywhere is great. Oh, it's a fancy door. That's locked. Okay, seriously, gross.
How eccentric. What are these symbols? Looks like alchemy or star constellations.
I don't have a clue for that yet. Huh, a clue.
Will I need to remember how to get them out again?
They are locked up for good reason. I am sure she is still able to whisper the answer in the ears of the wrong people. But not for long. I will see her burned soon enough. That black goat will be sacrificed to put an end to it all. Then it will all be over. No more Derceto, and sadly, no Astarte. Those good pirates of Pontchartrain. May you still sail the lake, until you find the shores of Hali.
Okay, well, we've got symbols. We need a date. Oh, wait.
The Astarte Artist Colony. I remember hearing about their disappearance. Must have been 15 years or more now.
One, 11, and 10. Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Captain Cortez doesn't go up high enough for 11 and 10, so. Oh, come on. How many puzzles are in one room?
I did it. I crossed the thresholds to my intended destination without a focusing device. My talisman now knows these roads, and I have no need for the plates. I can find my way to Lafayette as easy as I find my own room. I visited the grave of my father and seen the oven waiting for me. Thank you for opening these doors. I now must summon my courage and go back to that hateful mound outside the oil rig. I hope you'll be feeling better when I return. Jeremy.
Aquarius, Scorpio. Okay.
These paintings got some grim-looking rot on them.
William Argus, Franklin Mossick, Noah Keith. 2. Frank, Noah, Nora. 2, 4, and 9. Hey, welcome, Raiders.
The simple astrology cipher was a favorite among the artists who lived in the house 20 years ago. They easily turned into numbers when needed, but also acted as signatures for the members, as there were only 12 of them.
Okay, William Argus is 2. Nora would be the next one, right? Nora would be the last one. There we go.
Got it.
Yep, this is a remake. I knew I was on to the puzzle solution. I just had the two of them backwards. Okay. Like that was that was a fairly good puzzle. It's just it was like, okay, there's a lot of steps. It's a file, a painting, and then an order with other paintings. I never played the original, so I don't know how faithful this is. I'd say if you want to see how faithful this is, Loading or Run streamed the original a long time ago. It's quite different? Okay. That's normal. That's perfect. How am I? Ugh, gross. I'm fine. Just trying to avoid the on the floor. Ew, gross. Oh. Okay, we're back from Silent Hill.
Detective Conby had a hard time understanding what had happened. It did feel similar to when he was pulled into the French Quarter, but with less power and purpose. Did he cause this? Or was it something else?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, Faded Racist, and thank you again for the raid.
What the hell is going on? I think I've seen this somewhere.
I'm glad you've seen this somewhere, because I haven't. How do I rotate?
There was something in the commonplace book about this.
Commonplace book, he said. Do I have that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly positive I have it in the correct places. At least I think I do. Oh, wait, now I can barely see the outer ring. Definitely not. Well, that's just wrong. Yeah, I know. There's only 6 combinations of pieces. I'd be like, I feel like I've done all the combinations, and none of them feel right.
I think the clock broke. Or maybe it just stopped at a very precise place.
Six, 3, 4. Unless there's a... Okay, wait. It's 3, 4, 6. Maybe that's it.
There's a picture in the black glass. It's showing me something. It's the hallway outside Jeremy's room.
You mean where the Silent Hill hallway? Why? I just saw my Ubisoft eyes for a second.
Huh. I made it. I entered another one of Jeremy's memories. Ugh.
Can I go back? I want to go back. I have bolt cutters. I can get through that.
May 1923. Monday. All okay. Ready for delivery. Maintenance. Oil pump must be serviced. Any tampering causes large spills unless properly forestalled. Tuesday. Shipment delayed but delivered. Maintenance. Service bridge close to broken. Wednesday. Prospectors reluctantly agreed to show the burial mound to Mr. Hotwood, a painter, who read about our finds in the papers. He means to return tomorrow and try to find a way inside. Thursday. Mr. Hotwood's efforts delayed. The workers seemed nervous about his presence. Hotwood promised not to return to the compound. Instead, he has taken up an offer by L'Officier, the riverboat captain, who means to pilot him to the site tomorrow morning. Hopefully, that's the end. Work can resume. Maintenance. Bridge from the oil tower to the bayou has collapsed. Sabotage suspected.
There's a lot of sabotage in this place.
This is the devil that guides us now.
That's a perfectly normal thing to write on a oil report.
Huh.
That was perfectly normal.
I need the key.
They don't pay me enough for this. He's only getting $150 for this job. This is... Oh, no.
Locked.
Oh, I thought he said it was 150. Oh, well. I hear things sloshing in the water. Good.
There's something missing.
It's got to be a gator. When you're in the South, always expect gators.
Got it.
No, I'm not going down into the water. Okay, that's not water. Shit, I thought it was. Nope, fuck off. could stay over there, weird Silent Hill monsters. Hey, Samuel. Another lead pipe. Okay, I wish that Silent Hill monster thing would be a little quieter. And I died. Oh, gross. I've seen that in a Resident Evil game. Oh. Well then.
Looks pretty weak. I just need something to break it.
Shh. No, here we go again. Is this tutorial though? No. We're like 3 or 4 chapters in. Why was it telling you? Because the combat's not very common. This is only like the second time we've had like combat sections. Most of this game is exploration. Like combat is only in like the Silent Hill sections. Even though this isn't even a Silent Hill game, but you know. Could you go away? Let me go get a fresh weapon. This is probably going to break in like 2 seconds. Give me my hatchet back. Get fucked. Well, so much for that melee weapon. Oh well, let's save my ammo. Oh, come on. You tell me he can't use one of those lead pipes. Hearing banjo music now. I can't use that shovel? Okay, before I go through there, I want to finish exploring. Just in case that's a point of no return or something. Oh, now you... Okay, that's new. They hadn't told me how to sneak at all. Okay. I'm gonna go this way first, then. Oh, hi. Fucking battle. I hear another one of those monsters nearby. Okay, I guess fuck your stealth section, cause I just have a bottle. Go over there. It worked. Thank you.
There's gotta be a way to get to the other side.
Oh, good. I can fill up on pistol bullets at 20. That's... Okay, so what? There. Okay, why did I do that again? I'm sure it's fine just setting everything on fire. Yeah, yep. Same feeling.
Come on, Carby. Wouldn't you rather fall to your death than go up in flames?
Am I playing Firewatch? Apparently. Oh, forget about your hat, dude. So worried about his hat. You didn't see a damn thing. That was what we call a fuck though? So I don't want to fight that. I can only got like 26 bullets.
Amount Jeremy talked about in his book.
Don't come any closer. I'm armed.
Get that thing out of my face.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm just a detective trying to find something called Tarawea.
You're after Jeremy too? Why?
I'm working for his niece. She wants to make sure he's alright.
He might be unharmed, but far from all right. He's a curse upon DeSeto.
Here we go again.
What?
I just steal a bag and then get the fuck out.
Oh, Christ in heaven.
Oh, there's that shotgun again. Can I get that now? Finally? Please?
It was a bust. The oil rig and the hateful mound led him nowhere closer to finding Jeremy. Conde was sure he had struck gold when he found Jeremy's bag, but it was just a trap set by Lottie, another of DeSeto's orderlies. Things got out of hand real quick, but somehow Conde managed to find his way back to DeSeto, none the wiser. At least it was one item off his list. Now he had to figure out what to do with the boiler.
A palette knife. Is that the only thing in there? Ah.
Reflections on the Power of the Verb in Certain Texts by Juan Luis Jorge. To act is in itself divine. Even the slightest movement of our hand is evidence of our soul in motion. Yet our free will is so easily overwhelmed by the dullness of everyday life. Our actions become rote and rigid, in spite of luxury and comfort. True divinity is found in the choice of leaving the stage where we all perform. People who discover this freedom unexpectedly will be struck by the terror of this revelation and become paralyzed, or worse, turn to suicide. However, if you are able to weather that storm, you will discover that there is a divine path beyond that fear. There is a chance to dismount your destiny and make something new. Something that hasn't been planned for or predestined. There is difficulty in explaining this type of acting as it transcends our everyday choices. This isn't some banal decision choosing one career over the other, or even who I should marry. Leaving the stage, no matter how, isn't a matter of course correction. It's a rejection of the story that the creator is telling.
With a clue. I want gun.
It's wedge shut. It worked. I don't think I have everything I need.
At least he's honest.
The Barlow lens. Instructions. To double the magnification of your telescope, simply fit this Barlow lens to your instrument. Then operate the fine tuners to adjust the distance between your lenses. This is easily done while looking through your eyepiece. Simply search for a position where your picture is clear and appears flat. When correctly tuned, your telescope should present a clear picture with magnificent magnification.
What's this?
It's a dog collar Carnby, we know. So I need something called a Barlow lens first. Okay. I just want to know how I get the shotgun. So we know that there was a... Oh, okay, so I have the key to that room, and I can solve that one puzzle there. And I have the key to that room. I like that it highlights, like, puzzles that I can, like, you have the solution to this. Or you have the key item that you need for this room.
It's wedged shut. It worked.
Shortcut. Oh, that's right across from Jeremy's room. Okay. Let's see if the door to the mezzanine works.
Detective Carnby, how good of you to come. Let me pour you a drink.
He's already had enough drink.
What happened here? This place looks like it was hit by a bomb.
Yeah, look at the ceiling.
Welcome to the madhouse, Detective.
Thanks. Did the ceiling just collapse?
I heard it was something in the attic. Something that was supposed to happen, but didn't. How that could have such consequences is beyond me. The truth is, I don't know why the room looks like this. But I bet your friend Jeremy does.
You know where I could find him?
Oh, somewhere in his past, I suppose. He keeps going on about that mysterious dark man. I think he is hiding from him. Or maybe he's with him. I can't really keep up. I don't worry much. Take a look around this room. You may think it looks spectacularly devastated, but I just think it's finally found its stride. It fits perfectly with the state of this place and its loonies. The same goes for the nonsense with Jeremy. In my eyes, we finally managed to match the wild ride inside all of us.
Well, I'm happy you find the evening so harmonious. I hope you don't mind me setting things right. Jeremy's business, that is. This room looks beyond my capabilities.
Good luck, Detective. Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah. Evening, miss.
Ruth seemed like a handful. Her talk about Jeremy and the Dark Man made it sound like she might know something of importance. But ultimately, it felt like a dead end.
I kind of like the hints that the game gives you about different people. So I remember correctly from Ruth's file, she's the 28-year-old flapper girl. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with her other than her family doesn't like that she's kind of wild and sexually active. Shortcut opened. And that is the other end of the same hole. Okay. Not really much of a shortcut, since 2 doors in the same area lead to the same place, but, you know, whatever. Stairwell. Okay, why the gurney? Okay. I can't get into the attic, but that was concerning sounds. Like, he won't even try the door to the attic. He was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. The dining room.
Ugh. There's more of that aggressive rot.
Yeah, aggressive is one way of putting it.
On the commonplace of evil, there lies virtue, a stark irreverence, careless thoughts of luminous indifference. But blame not the beast we once were, which science so often wished to refer. Not the wicked full of sin, it is you who stand and grin. All our good intentions aside, whereupon we build our pride. Sunless solitude, follow not this corrupting light. Prophets of confidence always crashes out of sight. Hear me, for we all bear this mark. Thus we must remain alone in the dark.
She said the name of the game, but it's not written down there. It just says Alone in the Dark, not Alone in the Dark. I'm unlocking a lot of doorways right now. Let's go back to the stairwell and see if we can go down a floor to the infirmary.
I need the key.
Guess not. Okay. Well, I have the key for the cellar, so let's go there. Oh, I know where that is. The medicine box. I think that's actually just over here, like on the way to the cellar. Remember that's this room? No, the next room over. Love that he just kind of floated down the stairs. Okay, this place has some very big rats.
It worked.
Of course. Fucking bodied.
Jeremy?
What the hell is going on here?
Where's the body?
Conby didn't know what to make of the grotesque vision of the dead clerk. Was he dead, or was it all fiction?
Missed an opportunity to have a hand jump out of the wall there. One more boilerplate. I have the key for the sitting room, so let's go upstairs. Okay, is that door or no? This way? Yeah.
There's something missing.
Yeah, most of Europe. Yeah, I think that something is Europe. Oh, good. Benjineering's gonna love this when he plays this game.
This must be that kid's room.
Don't you worry, Grace. Go play your game, bleat and bellow with the others. I won't be jealous. There will be more masquerades. However, I would love it if you would finish my mask for the feast. With love, Ruth.
She seems so familiar.
Huh.
Really gonna smoke around the kid?
What you got there? You drawing something?
Nothing special. I'm just bored.
Do I know you from somewhere?
I remember you, Mr. Conby.
From where?
Don't touch that. Cassandra wouldn't like it. She wouldn't like it at all.
Do you know where she is?
I'd rather not talk about it. It makes me upset. Besides, she'll be back after the Feast of St. John.
You think?
Yup. It's all on the page, Mr. Conby. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
All right.
Great reaction. All right.
I'm gonna go now, if that's okay. I don't like to stay too long in the same place. Mr. McCoffey might find me.
Yeah, he was looking for you.
Is he mean to you?
Not everyone needs to be saved, Mr. Conby. You should know that by now.
Okay, that little girl is creepy AF.
Why did that girl look so familiar? Detective Conby just couldn't quite remember.
Real life.
His last few years were clouded by a drunken haze. A haze which now had turned almost opaque. Considering their shared past, Grace had every right to feel slighted, but it wasn't in her nature. She was amused.
Miss Beauregard, I picked up your medicine at the post office today. As you understand, it needs to be administered by the orderlies for your safety. I've put the box in Lottie's room for now, and I'm sure she will find you as soon as possible. Mr. Waits.
Pain relief ointment, right? Because she tried to kill herself, and she's in a wheelchair now, and has a lot of back pain because. Okay.
So this is where Cassandra Beauregard ended up. For some reason, I thought she died years ago. There's more of that rot again, like it's guiding me to do something. But what? The rot made the shape of a snake. There must be something important to find here. Maybe it has something to do with the numbers on the labels.
2, 5, and 7.
It's another one of those strange padlocks.
Alright, back to the basement. After we check this room. It's a bathroom. With roaches like, ugh, God. Ew. Ew, no. Gross. Clean your damn bathtub. The kind of like floaty walk, like sprint down the stairs. I just absolutely love it. Okay. The whole thing is customizable this time. The steps are a suggestion, yeah. Okay, so that one corner piece there is something I can't customize. Okay. So I'll start from that, working with that. Okay, so let's see. That's not it. Yeah, I know. Nine, 5, 7. Probably not the right order, but, you know.
Black glass is showing.
It's the wine cellar.
Room. Must be a way to another one of Jeremy's memories.
Wait. This doesn't look like somewhere. This part of the house.
I knew it. I knew it would work. You're getting good at this, Carnby. Maybe a little too good at this.
The odious stench of a flooded cemetery caught him off guard. It was one of the many things that clued Detective Carnby in on that this place wasn't the real thing. This was some nightmarish surrogate, patched together by Jeremy's tattered memories. This is why we bury above ground, he thought, and set off to find the chapel that Jeremy had mentioned.
I love that we're still in chapter 2. Well, might as well go in. It'd be rude not to.
The Hartwoods family crypt. Emily's family must have deeper roots in New Orleans than I thought. I figured she was a Yankee like me.
We haven't seen Emily in a while anyway.
What's this? Now what do we got here? Got it.
Ooh, sledgehammer. Now you know that means we're gonna have combat. Because they gave me a weapon. You give me a sledgehammer, I'm gonna knock the crap out of you with it. So just saying. Just saying.
It was the chapel Jeremy had mentioned in his book. With a bit of luck, soon Carnby would be able to catch up with the old man. He just needed to find a way inside the chapel.
Well, let's try the door.
Jeremy sketched this chapel in his book, so it must be important. Looks like I'll need more medallions to open it, though. I don't think I have everything I need.
Bullock? Well, hello there. Get fucking body. Ain't fucking dealing with you. Just go away. Anyone got another sledgehammer? Ooh. Later, Faded Oasis. Thanks again for the raid. Sneaky sneakies. See, I'm bad at stealth for that kind of stuff like that. Oh! Well, that works too. I think we got him. Oh. Hope I don't need to go back that way. Hi. I think I got him. The Omen. Just gonna peek inside that coffin, you know. Oh, that's a big one. Ah, rude. Edward, you're covered in blood.
Oh.
Are you scared of water, Edward? What the fuck?
That can't be right.
Perfectly normal door. Literally can't move. What the shit? I couldn't move. What the hell was that? That was some bullshit. Enemies all spawned in and just like curb stomped Edward to the curb. That's some bullshit right there. That's what I was trying to do last time. The game wouldn't let me move. Oh, we've entered some bullshit. It's bullshit. Like the fact they even give me bullets here. It's,
What do we got here? Thank God that's over.
hello there.
Please don't touch her. Jeremy. What are you doing here? Everyone's looking for you.
I know, it's all a big mess. No one understands. I'm just trying to keep evil at bay. Just for a little while longer.
You've got to come back with me. Your niece is waiting at Derceto.
Emily? Why would you... My letter. Keep making it worse.
What is going on, Jeremy? How is any of this happening?
I made a terrible promise with someone.
The Dark Man. Who is he?
No, don't say his name. He can hear us. He's always listening.
Jeremy, I need to understand what is going on.
I promised him everything. When the sun rises, I will be chained in his sunken desert temple for an eternity. But at least the evil about to awaken in Derceto won't harm anyone outside of that cursed place.
You're acting crazy, Jeremy. I want to help.
There's nothing you can do.
And what's all the business about Tarawea? Why did you want to go there?
I can't go there. Not allowed.
But you wanted to. Can I go? Tell me, will it help me to break your pact? Is there something there that would help?
Why would you give me hope? That's so cruel.
Okay, sounds like we're onto something here. What should I—
Look out! Behind you! Run! Don't let him take you!
Oh! I think I just broke my neck. I look like shit right now.
I've seen so many strange occurrences lately. Memories explode into existence and then burn out like tired glass bulb filaments. Dreamscapes crash down from the stars and sink into the sea. Doors that lead to nowhere and absolutely everywhere at once. With all this reverie, I want to think there's a chance that you found a way to remain alive in some way I cannot fathom. Just like I've learned to navigate with my talisman. Maybe you, with all your knowledge, you somehow knew a way to find me again. Perhaps in Tarawea. Oh, my love. Jeremy.
Jeremy didn't want to be saved. He felt the need to honor some deal he made with an entity called the Dark Man. Conby wanted to think it was ridiculous, but a brief encounter with that unbearable gloom had shaken him to his core. Conby had seen a lot of bad things in his life, but he had never before been this terrified. After gathering his thoughts, Conby figured he would need to chase after Jeremy in the only place left he could think of. He needed to go to Tarawea.
Where are we in the house? Okay.
She's dead. No matter how she died, she looks peaceful now.
Perosi's body looked unharmed. Conby couldn't figure out how she died, or why this wasn't a bigger upset to the people at Derceto.
I expected someone to be standing right there. I don't think I've been in this room at all. This is the orderly's room. Not a lot to it. Oh, the Barlow lens. For the,
telescope lens.
Yeah.
Why would he lock that up?
Jeremy had found a way to enter Terrawea, but he wasn't allowed to go. He knew deep down that it was impossible for him to cross that threshold. Instead, he hoped that Perosi would go in his place and burn his library to the ground so he could start again. But she never got the chance. Perosi had her own problems, her own demons, and she died suddenly one day without warning. Holding the telescope lens in his hands, Detective Conby suspected what it was. At least a part of the key to that paradise Jeremy so desperately wanted to see. Curious what he would find, he felt eager to put the lens to use.
Okay, which way do I go to get to this place? Downstairs. Library, okay. Hey, I can finally take the shotgun. Who opened it?
Whoa.
Nine 4-7.
Whoa, what's going on? It's dialing in something all on its own and it's showing the way to another memory? Where is that?
I didn't even get to explore the room. Just immediately done.
Another world seeping into Derceto. Was this a taste of that mysterious Terrawea?
What a weird painting. Dining room, huh?
Huh? What?
Well, that happened.
Oh.
Here we go.
Chapter 3. I like that we hit the 3-hour mark for the stream right at the same time we hit Chapter 3.
I'm glad to see you made it. I had my doubts, but the hope you instilled has yet abandoned me.
I guess this must be Tarawea.
Who are you?
My name is Juan Luis Jorge, and this is indeed the convent of Tarawea. You'll have to excuse me, but Yermi never got your name.
The name's Edward Carnby. I'm a private investigator. You're not a patient, are you?
No. I'm the author of a book that Yermi once found important.
How does that work? Are you part of this memory as well? Is this even a memory?
I think calling me a manifestation of Yermi's subconscious would be more correct. And so is the convent of Tarawea. I'm a man Yermi has never met, and we are in a place that he has never been.
Okay. So are you here to guide me or something?
I have no more purpose than you do. I simply am. I will happily help you, of course, if I'm able.
If you are already somehow part of Jeremy, why did he want to come here? Isn't he sort of here already?
Yermi wanted to come here because it's a representation of his mind at peace. When Dr. Gray asks him to find his focus during his sessions, this far-flung convent is what Yermi imagines. He is under the impression that if he could physically come here, he would reach a perfect equanimity. A spiritual apotheosis.
You don't think it would work?
Yermi subconsciously knows it's just wishful thinking. He can't come here. Despite the pathways opened by the Dark Man between Derceto and Yermi's psyche, it's simply not possible.
But I'm here.
Indeed. It's a shame it's just another place for you, Detective. Otherwise, you could have become a Buddha.
Always a bridesmaid, never a blushing bride. Am I right?
Yes, I suppose so. You'll have to chase enlightenment elsewhere.
So what's the next best thing? What can I do here?
You should seek out the convent library and try to find the truth about Yermi's relationship with the Dark Man. It's the sort of knowledge he represses and is unable to reflect on.
Will it tell me how to break the pact?
Perhaps. At least you'll have something to confront Yermi with.
Wait, why can't you just tell me?
I don't know such things. You'd be better off consulting the texts of Dr. Freud if you want such answers.
No thanks, I hate shrinks.
There is another thing you should know about the library. He is here as well. The Dark Man has been working his way through the text for a long, long time.
He's here? How am I supposed to get past him?
Be careful, Detective.
Oh, jeez. Just perfect.
Perfect. Perfect. Actually, with that, I'm going to drop a save, finally. Get to the beginning of Chapter 3 before I finally drop a save. And I think, actually, that will do it for tonight. We're right at 3 hours, and I have some other stuff I need to do tonight. But yeah, we got started with Alone in the Dark and got to the 3rd chapter. So far, this game's pretty good. I just wish it ran a little bit smoother, because I'm getting a lot of frame drops. You know, but still, I'm enjoying this game. So, tomorrow night, we will be, it's Destiny night. So we'll be doing the new Destiny Into the Light DLC, which comes out tomorrow. But then we should be back to this on Wednesday with more Alone in the Dark. So I hope to see everyone there. But for now, that will do it. So if you're not following, go ahead and give me a follow. And if you want to support the channel, there's a link to Patreon and my direct PayPal link in chat. Everything is greatly appreciated. It goes to help with bills and other things. But yeah, that'll do it for this evening. Let's see, who's live that I can raid? Bad Chop is live. We'll raid the Chop. And yeah, I hope to see everyone tomorrow for Destiny 2 Into the Light. But until then, have a great evening, and I'll talk to you next time. Laters.